Hey, we're in Exodus chapter 27 and 28, and again, we're dealing with how God wants the Israelites to prepare and how to be ready. And a lot of it's about the worship in the temple, the tent of meeting that they're using right now, and also about what the priests are going to wear. But as we go through this, I know it it's hard to comprehend, but the attention to detail that God uses is really important. So let's jump into Exodus chapter 27, beginning in verse 1. Use acacia wood to build an altar 7.5 feet square and 4.5 feet high, and make each of the top 4 corners stick up like the horn of a bull. Then cover the whole altar with bronze, including the 4 horns. All the equipment of the altar must always use the shovels, the sprinkling bowls, the meat forks, and fire pans. Midway up the altar, build a ledge around it and cover the bottom half of the altar with a decorative bronze grating. Then attach a bronze ring beneath the ledge at the 4 corners of the altar. Cover 2 wood rings for carrying the altar. Construct the altar in the shape of an open box, just as you were shown on the mountain. Surround the sacred tent with a courtyard 150 feet long on the south and north and 75 feet wide on the east and west. Use 2 bronze posts on bronze stands for the south and north and 10 for the west. Then hang a curtain of fine linen on hooks and rods. Place 3 bronze posts on each side of the entrance at the east and hang a curtain. Use 4 more of these posts for the entranceway, and then hang on them an embroidered curtain of fine linen 10 yards long and woven with blue, purple, and red wool. The curtains that surround the courtyard must be 2.5 yards high and rods. The rest of the equipment for the sacred tent must be made of bronze, including the pegs for the tent, and the curtain surrounding the courtyard. Command the people of Israel to supply you with the purest olive oil. Do this so the lamp will keep burning in front of the curtain that separates the holy place from the most holy place where the sacred chest is kept. Aaron and his sons are responsible for keeping the lamp burning every night in the sacred tent. The Israelites must always obey this command. Chapter 28. The Lord said to Moses, "Send for your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Make Aaron some beautiful clothes that are worthy of a high priest. Aaron is to be dedicated as my high priest, and his clothes must be made only by persons that need to be made: a breastpiece, a priestly vest, a robe, an embroidered shirt, a turban, and a sash. These sacred clothes are to be made for your brother Aaron and his sons, who will be my priests. Only gold and fine linen, woven with blue, purple, and red wool, are to be used for making these clothes. The entire priestly vest must be made with gold. It is to have 2 shoulder straps to support it and a sash that fastens around the waist. Put 2 onyx stones in gold settings, then attach one to each of the shoulder straps. On one of these stones, engrave the names of Israel's first 6 sons in the order of their birth, and do the same with the remaining 6 sons on the other stone. In this way, Aaron will always carry the names of the tribes of Israel when he enters the holy place, and I will never forget my people." Attach 2 gold settings to the shoulder straps, gold. Now, see, God is still remembering exactly what he said when he talked to Abraham and said, well, your descendants are going to be many, because Abraham had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob, Jacob has these 12 sons, Gad and Judah and Simeon. All of these are going to be tribes, and it's going to be this way for hundreds of years, and we're going to hear those names over and over again. From the same costly material, make a breastpiece for the high priest to use in learning what I want my people to do. It is to be 9 inches square and folded double, with 4 rows of 3 precious stones and an emerald. In the second row, turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. In the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And in the fourth row, beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. Mount the stones in delicate gold settings and engrave on each of them the name of one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Attach 2 gold rings to the upper front corners of the breastplate piece, and fasten them with 2 braided gold chains and 2 gold settings on the shoulder straps of the vest, and 2 more near the bottom of the shoulder straps, right above the sash. Then take up those on the vest. This will keep Aaron will have the names of the 12 tribes of Israel written on his heart each time he enters the holy place, and I will never forget my people. He must also wear on his breastpiece the 2 small objects that he uses to receive answers from me. Under his vest, Aaron must wear a robe of blue wool and an opening in the center of his head. Be sure to bind the material around the collar to keep it from raveling. Along the hem of the robe, weave pomegranates of blue If Aaron wears these clothes when he enters the holy place as my high priest, the sound of bells will be heard, and his life will not be in danger. On a narrow strip of pure gold, engrave the words dedicated to the Lord, and fasten it to the front of Aaron's turban with a blue cord so he can wear it on his forehead. This will show that he will take on himself the guilt for any sins the people of Israel commit in offering their gifts to me, and I will forgive them. Make Aaron's robe and turban of fine linen and decorate his sash with fancy needlework. Since Aaron's sons are priests, they should also look dignified, so make robes, sashes, and special caps for them. Then dress Aaron and his sons in these clothes, pour olive oil on their heads, and ordain them as my priests. Make linen shorts for them that reach from the waist down to the thigh, so that they won't expose themselves. The holy place, they must wear these shorts, or else they will be guilty and die. These same rules applies to any of their descendants who serve as priests. So God is setting the stage of how the Jews are going to worship for centuries, but it all begins right here, and we'll follow up with this tomorrow.